43% of Game Global members tend to get laid on the first date, 30% second date, 16% third date, 2% fourth date, 9% beyond the fourth date. How can other guys get laid on the first date?
I like that question. So basically what I say to guys, but this is how I do my thing. I teach guys. I basically say, you should be having sex at least by the second meeting. If it's not happening by the second meeting, you just need to throw the whole situation away. But the way to have sex on the first date is really, you have to basically, and this is how I do it, is that I let the intentions be known. So the women who are sexually attracted to me are already willing and wanting to do it. So when I meet women on Tinder, if I'm matching a girl on Tinder, what I say to her is, I say, hey, let's meet up for a drink. And if the vibe is cool, then I'm going to take you back to my place and I'll get you naked. You see what I'm saying? And then so I wanted to confirm to that whole statement. So once she's confirmed to that whole statement and she's coming out, then it's like, okay, let's get together and do this. And then we go back to my place. But the reason why I say we might do it if the vibe is cool, because I might meet her and then she might be a little weird and I might want to not do it. You know what I'm saying? But I leave it out there to let her confirm or to consent to it. And then we meet up and then we make it happen. But again, it's not going to be a thing where it's going to, like, every woman's going to be down with it, but you just got to find the women who are actually down with, being sexual with you on that date. And also another thing that I do too, this is for any of you guys who do online dating, on my profile, I literally say that I'm looking to have sex. So, but what I do is I make it a little colorful. So I say, looking for a woman to give consistent orgasms on
and coitus.
Yeah. What is it? No, let me read exactly what it says, because I wrote this shit on my Tinder. I'll just show you right now. So on my Tinder profile, if you go to my profile, it says, I'll read it to you guys.
Something up with your screen.
So it says,
it said there's a message from your computer.
It's overheating. It's fine.
Hold on, my computer.
Just give it a second.
Let me go to my other joint to get my computer. But you guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll fix it.
You want to screen share? Maybe you could screen share it.
Right. So basically what I say is, I live a non-monogamous lifestyle, and I say looking for a woman to exchange orgasms with on a consistent basis. So sometimes I have women who inbox me first and say, so what's up with these orgasms? And then I just say, okay, come meet me and we'll do it. And that's kind of like how I'll get it done.
He is swinging for the fences every single time, coming out there, taking a chop, trying to 700-foot home run every single time. I would say, look, what Locario is saying is definitely a strategy that I think would work. I don't even believe on going on dates. I only go on dates with women I'm dating. I believe in like large activities where the ratio is massively in your favor. And in those activities, you do things to display masculine, attractive qualities. And then it just, like, at the end of the night, one girl's like, oh, I like you. It's like, okay, well, let's go to this next thing. And then they just follow you. Compliance loop. That's the way I would say do it. You can always show masculine qualities. And then sometimes what'll happen though in those situations is a girl in the beginning might be like, I'm not sure about you, but because you were able to display those qualities, then later on she's like, yeah, this is the guy I like. But also right, like third date, fourth date, it's like the likelihood of that working out is pretty low. I only save dates for girls that I'm dating.
Interesting. All right, who's next?
I've been saying for over 30 years, dating is for women you're already sleeping with. That's a way to shock my students into really paying attention that the point isn't a date or not a date. The point is, don't try to buy your way into a woman's pants, number one. And traditional forms of, taking a woman on a date and relying on third-party entertainment are not going to do it. I just teach my students to use language patterns. I know everyone else on the panel thinks it's crazy, but using language patterns, you can tap into those fantasy mechanisms. You can get a woman hot and bothered within an hour of just talking to her. Now, that doesn't preclude being a masculine man, doesn't preclude being a better man, doesn't preclude taking care of other areas of your life. And just for me and for people who study my material, and I'm the first one to admit it's not the easiest thing to grasp. It takes training, like speaking a new language. But once you get it down, you can do some pretty remarkable shit. All of that said, absolutely, if you can pull it off, like our friend Mr.
Locario
got that kind of personality,
straight to the point.
and straight to the point. You can pull it off, do it. The final thing I'll say is at my age, at 65, I have to take my time. Because just some things about the equipment and my age, I have
Got to
to
get that Blue Chew going like a couple hours before.
No, even the Blue Chew. The Blue Chew will work, but I have to raw dog it because it's impossible, at least for me at my age, to stay hard in a condom. So I have to raw dog it. I mean, I'm just saying, hey, raw sticks will all hang out. So here's the thing, dudes. Listen to grandpa, listen to the elder of the tribe. You can laugh, but listen to the elder of the tribe, because we mock the thing we will one day become. I stole that from Mel Brooks. I insist, because of that my partner get tested and I get tested.
Sure.
That we show each other the tests and that. And even then, I have a set of tools I've learned from one of my friends who I don't think he would want his name associated with his podcast. But I have some tools to read when people are suppressing emotion and being deceptive. I've been trained a little bit in deception detection. And if I sense that woman is emotionally unstable, they're all emotionally unstable, but really she's sitting on something, then I'm not going to get her clothes off. And finally, I'll say, once the dick goes in, the crazy really comes out. So just fucking be careful, because they're all nuts to some extent, but the dick goes in. And
trade a nut for a nut.
Yeah, if the dick goes in and you know what you're doing, then right, just trust me, you're all full of cum and young and jism full, so do your thing.
It reminds me of the first episode we did with you on a panel. We had you and Bad Boy, and you were talking about sexual trauma can be transferred, and I was like, wait, there's like sexually transmitted trauma exists, and then Bad Boy said there's no condom for that. It's like
That's
I just fucking lost it.
That's true. He was funny. I like Bad Boy.
Fucking crazy. Anyway, any other perspectives on this?
Yeah, I think what we
back
tell our
to
guys.
sorry, you had.
Yeah, what we tell our guys is, I personally like to tell them, like, first of all, like call them and screen out the date beforehand, right? Because that's going to build comfort for her. She's going to feel cool. She's going to feel good. So make sure you pre-screen it, and while you're on the phone, we give them some questions to ask, right? So they could screen how DTF they are. And then from there, depending on the vibe or her answers, on my fucking camera, depending on her vibe and her answers, at that point, then you could go ahead and just pull an audible and change the date straight to your place. Or you double stack a date. If it's iffy, you schedule another date right after her. So you have a date at 8 and then a date at 9, right? If the 8 doesn't work, you still have the 9 that you already screened out. So it often works. And sometimes even the one that's at 8 p.m., if she's like a little bi, just say, hey, well, let's go meet a friend. And then you could all three kind of merge together. But that's how I like to run my dates. That's how I tell my guys to run their dates, because that's the most efficient way to run them. So.
Holy shit, Jesse, are you in heaven or something? You started looking.
Dude, I'm in a fucking bunker, bro. I'm in a fucking fallout bunker out here.
It's like, holy shit, Jesus has joined the Zoom call. That's a bit crazy.
Yeah, I like everything Jesse said. I don't really do dates that often. I kind of follow the idea of like dates are a bit of a waste of time. I think you should take your girlfriend on dates every now and then, but I don't think it's an efficient use of time, right? Imagine you spend a full day preparing your schedule around a date, the girl fucking flakes on you, right? So if you're in a dating mode, I like the idea of like triple stacking dates. So I'll like tell 4 or 5 girls to fucking come over at like 8 p.m. or whatever, right? But the way I set up my house, it's very vibrant, very colorful, hot tub bar. It's very like fun lifestyle. So if I'm doing dates, I'm doing it straight at my fucking house. Like if I even decide to do dates, it's just gonna be like at the crib, right? Because you don't want to be a guy that's basing your life around having to chase women. You want to be attracting them, right? So what I found is the best dates is I'll go to the club on a Friday night. I'll bring out fucking 40 to 50 girls. Last night I was out with RSD Madison when the club's here in Toronto, and just tables loaded up, and all the girls there are potential dating options, right? So it's different girls that are in DMs. There's a Tinder girl there. There's a girl that you met in fucking gym or whatever, right? And you're just inviting them all out to this cool thing you're doing. And you can kind of like pick and choose, like an episode of The Bachelor. You can just kind of pick and choose, what girl you're vibing with, who you want to take home that night. Maybe you decide you don't want to fucking go home with anyone. Maybe you want to fucking go home with your girlfriend that night, right? But now you have a relationship built. There's no fucking rule that says you have to hook up with a girl on the first day, right? But it's really about building that kind of ecosystem, having women around you, and then when it comes time that you do want to get laid or you do want to have fun, it's just a better option because now you have a bunch of girls that they're comfortable with you, they're used to coming out with you. And if you didn't want to go on a single date with one of those girls at a future point in time, now she's comfortable being around you. She's comfortable being in your house. She's comfortable coming straight over. You don't have to take her on like 3 fucking dinner dates or to the movies, in order to get some pussy. Like, it doesn't really make sense. And I think that's a mistake a lot of guys make is when they think of dates, they think of dinner, they think of the movies, right? Really what a date is, it's just an opportunity for you and the girl to hang out one-on-one, get to know each other, see if you're compatible emotionally and sexually, right? So I think most guys would actually benefit from having girls come straight over to their house if they're going to do a date, just have drinks at your place or like the rooftop above your fucking condo or whatever, right? Something that's more central where you have a better logistical opportunity where it could go better if that's your goal and you want to improve your close rate. It really is more about making sure you have a better logistical setup.
Yeah, the logistical thing is important, and like what he said before about the ratio, I think that's probably the most important thing to me. Is like for instance, living here in Las Vegas, I'll just tell you, like, dates are just were a waste of time. What it was Deadmau5 was performing at Zook, so I messaged a bunch of girls to come, and I would go there with like 40 or 50 girls. They'd give me like 2 comp tables, and it's like, it's not dating. You don't have to do fucking anything. The ratio is so massively in your favor. Like that was the thing. I'm just like, I would leverage these incredible social situations, the teatro parties, the Maxim parties at Dan Bilzerian's house, the Playboy Mansion, my bikini competition, Swimsuit USA, Paradise Challenge, all these different things where it would be like, I would just create an incredible ratio, and you just have to do very little, because what happens is, one of the most prominent things you can show a woman is pre-selection. In those large environments where the ratio is 3 girls to every guy or 7 girls to every guy, you're constantly getting validation from these women because they want validation from someone, and they're like, you're the only guy that's around. It's like the guy who works at he's the male busser working with a bunch of female cocktail servers. That dude gets laid a ton. Of the male nurse who works with like 40 other nurses, he doesn't really have a hard time with that because of the ratio is so incredibly in his favor. So I agree with that. I think that's probably an easier way to do that. Use social media in order to create ratio environments where it's like 7 girls to every guy.
I had a friend 15 years ago who ran his own yoga studio. So he said once, I was in a class, said, I make no secret of the fact that I fuck my female students. He just came right out.
Wow. Yeah.
My jaw dropped.
That's crazy. Yeah. I think
eventually he got married and destroyed his life. So there you go. He got punished.
He put his dick in crazy. Is that what happened? Is that what happened to Ross?
He got punished. He got punished for his sins, but there you go.
Yeah.
If I had to switch careers, I'd probably like figure out a way to become a social media influencer, and my target demographic would be like hot women. Imagine you had like a mass social media following, but it's just like 90% women, right? Like, imagine what you could do with that and the lifestyle you could have with that.
You should start a makeup channel, Justin.
Bro.
I hate your hair. I fucking hate your hair, man. I just want to live long enough to see it recede that much. Just that much.
Bro, I'm balding. I'm on finasteride. I'm on all the fucking hair medication.
Well, it's working.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Treats, you can't have treats till later, baby. Go away.
Alrighty, moving on. Let's get this cat's ass out the way.